What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I don't know about you guys, but recently I've been seeing a lot of flying-type Pokemon in the Go Battle League. People are just say-swapping these Pokemon left and right. They think that there's nothing in the meta that can counter them, and today I wanted to prove them wrong by using a Piloswine. This Pokemon is one of the few Ice types available in the Sunshine Cup. Not only is Powder Snow buffed in this season with its damage output, but so is Icicle Spear. This Pokemon is not just good at countering the flying-type Pokemon, but its neutral presence in the meta is also unmatched. It's a lot of fun to use, and I'm excited to try it out. Really quickly, before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. It'll be Fearow into Oranguru. Okay. I guess this is kind of fine. I'm a little bit worried, though, about if this is here, then where's my Furret gonna go this game? And they actually come in a Licky Licky instantly, which is really strange. Because I wouldn't say that Oranguru is bad into Fearow. I think they're trying to bait out a fighter right now. Alright, big damage. We'll go for an attempted catch. Doesn't quite work out for us. They're at 7. Which could be a Hyper Beam. It could be. I don't get knocked out by a Hyper Beam, but that would hurt. Okay, no, just a Body Slam. 8. Alright, so right now they're at 5 after that Body Slam. It could be an Earthquake. Likely just the Body Slam coming through, though. Yeah. We'll go now for the Swift here. I would imagine the Oranguru is going to come back in here and try to farm us down if possible, but I do have super effective Sucker Punch, and I can debuff them with my Brick Break as well, which hopefully is going to be helpful. Oh, actually, they bring in their final Pokemon instead. It's the Furret in the back. Interesting. 5. Well, Brick Break here is super effective, so we're probably going to get a shield from this, I would imagine. Or not? Alright. And they bring in the Oranguru now into my Piloswine. We'll go for the Icicle Spear. I would imagine they're going to go Trailblaze, then straight Brutal Swing after the fact. But the best thing about Piloswine here is it is remarkably spammy, right? And honestly, its damage output is pretty insane. So I can shield this up, and I can start threatening more shields from this Pokemon, potentially. Alright, they do Brutal Swing Betas actually first, which is kind of crazy. Which means they could now go for a Trailblaze after 2 more Confusions. I want to guarantee a shield or a knockout, so that's why I'm going for the high horsepower here. Well, I guess we don't get either, but it's fine, because now, hopefully, my Fearow wins the game. It'll be close. Because they still have a lot of energy on that Furret, right? Yeah, this thing has a decent chunk of energy still on it. I might have to go for a catch here to win this game. They Brick Break us? Okay, so that's a little bit extra energy to throw. We attempt to catch. We do potentially get it here. We'll see if they undercharge at all. They don't. Okay, well, can I get to 2 Drill Pecks before they get another Swift off? 3, alright. Well, I should be able to go for the next Drill Peck here. I don't think they can catch just yet. No, they cannot. So we get this next move through them. Can we go for the Peck down now before they get a move with that Oranguru? I think we can, right? It's pretty low. That was so close. There we go. Alright. Love to see that. Alright, next opponent. It's going to be Fearow into Macargo. Alright, well, are they on Ember or Incinerate? That's going to be a big question here on how bad this is going to be. They're going for Ember, which is honestly not terrible. I'm going to go instantly for Bait, which could be a massive misplay. It depends on what they do to see how bad this is. They do shield that, which is very helpful, because if they no-shield a Flying-type move, that, believe it or not, would not be great for my odds of winning this game. They likely are going to try to go for a catch at some point in this matchup. Okay, they don't. They actually just come instantly with a Fearow. 8. I'm fine taking this damage here. I don't want to give them a massive farm down with that Macargo if I can help it. So they're at 9, 10, so they have a move now. They could technically shield this if they want to get their next move off, but I would be a little bit surprised to see them do that. Well, they actually do. Okay. They must not realize how spammy this Pokemon is, I guess. Maybe they're one-off with their counts. We actually just knock out the Fearow straight up. Alright. Well, they can farm us down with Magcargo, I suppose. But my Fearow has a decent amount of energy on it still, too. So we can just snipe them down here, I think. Oh, that wasn't a CMP, never mind. Alright, nice catch, actually. Really nice catch by them. I don't know how much that's going to matter, because I can just rebank a move here, but that was a nasty catch, honestly. We'll bank the Drill Run, we'll catch a Drill Peck, it looks like, here on our Furret, and that should win us the game. That was a nasty catch, though. Honestly, that was well played by them. It's hard to, not realize just how smart that was for them to do. 5, 6. Alright. I'm just gonna shield this up, because there's really no reason not to at this point. Even my Furret can go for a lot of damage with Brick Breaks into that Magcargo. And since I do have that Drill Run loaded in the backline as well, and since Fearow's attack is just insane, there's no way, unless I one-turn lag, that I'd lose that game. We got our next battle. It'll be a Fearow lead into a Furret. Alright, very neutral matchup here. I've seen a lot of Furrets in this meta on Brick Break, so if I can neutralize a lot of what this Pokemon can do, it's better for my backline to avoid a pseudo-fighting type, so we'll see what they want to do. They're at 6 right now, so they have access to that Brick Break if they're gonna go for the debuff. They might just go for a Swift, though, because that does pace pretty quickly as well. They throw immediately after. I don't really want to give up a shield here. Maybe that's a bad play, though. Yeah, it is a Brick Break. I'm glad I no-shielded that. Alright, we can bank the energy there, clear the debuff as well, and Piloswine should be in a pretty good spot. 7. Honestly, I'm going to shield this up. It might be a strange play, but Piloswine here should be able to put in quite a bit of work, even into that Furret right now. And it feels like it could be a second flyer in the backline. They're at 10, so they have another Drill Peck, but if they shield this one, then I can shield the second move, farm all the way down, and honestly, I think the energy on Piloswine is probably scarier than, going down his shield would be. So I think right now, this might be a bit of a misplay for them to have double shielded, because I just get a full farm down. Powder Snow is insane this season, right? They might have not realized that I could do that. Let's knock out this Furret if possible. They did save 1 HP on their Fearow, but by doing that, they've switch locked in their poor little Furret right now. Alright. Who's in the backline? I would not be surprised to see a 2-cannon. If that's the case, it will be an interesting endgame. Hey, it's a 2-cannon. Is anyone shocked? I'm not that shocked, I'll be real. I do lose CMP with my Fearow against a 2-cannon, unfortunately. But I think I'm able to outpace by 1 peck here, yeah. I don't know if this Drill Peck is quite enough, but I still have a full HP Furret. I still have a Piloswine. And so, even if this does not knock him out, we should be fine. They do survive, no! Okay, I guess it's a simul KO there, because they don't throw energy. Nice, alright. That was a good one. Saving our Piloswine there is just so crucial sometimes. Alright, next game. Fearow into Furret. Alright, a lot of Furrets in this meta, right? It's a very strong Pokemon. The only problem with Furret is we are able to win CMP against them, so that's why it's not necessarily great for them in this matchup, but depending on what they do, it is remarkably neutral. And I think they did just CMP a Swift. Sometimes they go for a Brick Break, sometimes they just go straight Swift. Yeah, it looks like that was, in fact, a CMP. I'm going to go for the no-shield here. I don't want to go down a shield just yet, and I'll bring in my own Furret to try to get an energy lead. Well, that's something, I guess. We both swap. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a second flyer in the backline, because it feels like they're trying to bait something out right now. I do wish I didn't swap here, because I could have brought in my Piloswine to hard counter this. But that's fine. Piloswine likely is still going to have play in the back. And I have back-to-back Swifts. I might even be at a Hyper Beam here. Actually, I don't think I'm quite at Hyper Beam energy, am I? I doubt it. Yeah, they do let that go. I could try to shield this to farm down, but I feel like getting energy on my Piloswine is just going to be a little bit better for me. So that's what I'm going to commit to. Alright, what's in the back? Please tell me it's no Quagsire. They do bring back in the Furret here, which is Energy Dry. And I should win CMP against them. But they're at 6 right now. They might be going for a Brick Break to lower my defense stat, which would make a lot of sense here. Big Icicle Spear, there's that shield. I still have my Fearow around too, though, right? And Fearow should be able to get to a move against most Pokemon in the back line as long as I still have a shield left over. There's the Brick Break. What do they bring in? Yeah, there's the second Flyer. And even with that debuff, it looks like I have way too much HP here. Maybe if I were a Shadow Mamoswine or Piloswine, I guess that is, they'd be able to farm us down. But that's why I like the non-Shadow. Honestly, I think Shadow might be overkill a lot of the time. And I can just clear my debuff too if I need to. I can come back in with my Fearow here into that Furret. And I think at this point that Furret's a little bit too low on HP. The Pecks and the Powder Snows are just going to do too much damage to them. This should be able to close out the game. Yet another double Flyer team, but man, I don't know why this team is everywhere. I guess it's a smart team. It makes sense, but it's like, how many times am I going to fight that today? Yeah, we get the Peck down, and we pick up the win. Let's go. All right, we got our next opponent. Fearow into Shadow Quagsire. A lot of these Pokemon around as well, but honestly, Shadow Quagsire is not as comfortable of a lead as I'd like it to be. We'll see what they do here, because they have Water Gun, right? If this was Mudshot, it would be a much different story. It'd be a situation here where I'd be able to much more comfortably survive an Aqua Tail and just outpace them in general, like, 2-shield matchups. Just no shield, 1 Aqua Tail, and go for 3 Drill Pecks, but yeah, it looks like that's not what they're going to let us do. I can get the second shield here potentially with my next Drill Peck, and if shields go down, then I can put them into range, or an Icicle Spear could knock them out. Alright, big Drill Peck. And I'm going to swap now into my Furret. It should be 4 more Water Guns away from the move. I guess 3 away, technically. Wow, this is what they bring in. That is not really a Furret answer, right? Ember Blaziken especially is not an answer. I think they're at 4 right now. I think I might just Sucker Punch down. I might as well go for it, right? I think they're 1 away from the next move here. If not, then it's a misplay not immediately swifting there. But I think I can just shield once, farm down, right? Yeah, okay. If Quagsire comes back in, I have energy for it. I mean, no matter what comes in, I have energy for him. Nice. I'm happy the Quagsire is what comes back, because my Piloswine is a little bit scared of that in the back. Big Swift doesn't quite knock him out, but it will put him pretty low at this point. And I think that's just an Aqua Tail. If it's a Stone Edge, that would knock us out. Yeah, just an Aqua Tail. We likely get a Swift off into the back line. Okay, well that's a little bit scary. But I can go for the Icicle Spear here. And if they can farm us down, then I lose. If they can't farm us down, then I think I still have a lot of ways to win this game. 3, 4. Oh, this is... Okay, wait, they throw energy here. I think they might have been able to farm us down. I think they had to try to farm us down to win this game. They do Flame Charge there. I'm going to come in for it. I'm close to a Swift. I survive an Incinerate. Okay, I think they misplayed that a little bit. They should have gone for the no-shield, or the farm down, rather, with their Talonflame, then double fly the backline. They might have won that, but they didn't think they'd get the farm down, which was pretty helpful for us, not gonna lie. We should peck this down now. Yeah, let's go. Okay, well, that was a scary Pokemon to see for a second. Luckily, I guess they didn't commit to the Talonflame Incinerate down, and that did win us the game. Alright, next opponent. Fearow into Swampert. Okay, well, Swampert's actually so much better than Quagsire, right? Because we pace evenly here. I win CMP against them, and they don't have Water Guns, so the fast food pressure here is absolutely non-existent. But I am going to overfarm, because just in case they swap out, I want to have a bit more energy. 1 Drill Peck wouldn't knock them out from this range either way. Alright. At back-to-back moves, they might catch this right now, but they don't go for it. I would love to see a shield here from them, but I would be surprised to see that on the first one, saying this is not going to knock out. Yeah, smart play. Forces me to throw the next move here. But if they shield this, that's also fine. We're getting rid of the Mud Boy, which should open up our Piloswine in the back line. Oh, they just completely sacrificed their Swampert. That's interesting. Alright, and there's a Toucannon here in the back that likely has to shield a Swift. This is not bad for us, but it could be a little bit scary with the energy lead they have on their Piloswine. 7. Well, I mean, they have to Beak Blast us to knock us out. So I'm fine going for the no shield here. They do Beak Blast, alright, fair enough. But now Piloswine should be able to come in here and get a massive farm down. That's only a Drill Peck. This might be crazy. I'm gonna no shield this. Because I know I survived that, so I mean, might as well, right? And I mean, it's a Shadow Piloswine here, so they're gonna have to go and shield everything up. My Fearow is just healthy enough at this point that I don't think I'm in that bad of a position. Yeah, I just fast move down. Either we land the high horsepower or the Drill Peck there, and then we farm down, and we win the game. Let's go. All right, next opponent. Fearow into Fearow. Okay, mirror match. Gotta come down to see who wins CMP in this matchup to see which one's gonna come out on top in the twos. The scary thing here, though, is I do have a Piloswine in the backline, right? I do win CMP. Okay, that's nice to know. But what I'm trying to say is Piloswine might not have as much play in the backline as I'd like it to. They go for the shield there. This might be strange, but I'm going to no-shield this. I feel like a shield advantage is better for me in this game than anything else. I'm going to now swap into my Furret. Alright, well, they come in Vigoroth, which is fine. They can Brick Break them. And that's a Body Slam they threw him. This is weird. I think I'm going to shield this up this time. I'm glad this Pokemon is on my Furret, but I am a little bit concerned. Like, what if it's a second fighter in the backline? That could be kind of bad. But Brick Break here, not only does it debuff them, but it puts them into farm down range. But I don't necessarily want to farm down here with my Furret, because I don't think Furret's going to do that much. And I don't want to throw energy here either, because then they get an energy lead on that Fearow. Instead, I'm going to let this go. I'll come in my Piloswine, I'll get an energy lead. So now that Fearow can never really do much against my own Piloswine. And as long as it's not like a hard answer to Pylo here, I should be in a playable position. But if it is an Obstagoon in the back, then I'm in a much worse spot, unfortunately. Ah, man. The double fighter team, the triple normal. This is bad news. My backline was destined to lose this game, I think. They call the move. I mean, that could have been a Stone Edge, but it wasn't quite enough for anything else. Okay. Yes, we'll shield this up. We'll swap here to try to do something, I don't know. Maybe if they no-shield this this Icicle Spear, then we can tie. That could be something, right? That could be something for sure. Let's see, do they do it? No, of course not. Because they can just go for a Drill Peck here. Although I'm honestly disappointed they threw energy. They should have just gone for a farm down to save us all some time, but yeah, that game was pretty doomed from the start. Double fighter backline. Not much that I could do there. Alright, next opponent. Fearow into Wigglytuff, alright. I don't love Wigglytuff, despite what some people might think. It's going to be an annoying Pokemon to deal with, so we'll try our best to get to the 3 Drill Pecks here. I don't know if they can charm us down before I do. Honestly, it's going to be close. I think they probably can the longer this goes on. Big Drill Peck. Our opponent's likely going to shield. Oh, they don't? Okay, that's massive, actually. I would not be surprised with some fire types in the back here. Oh, man. That's actually such a dominant matchup for Wigglytuff. That's crazy. We'll save that energy, though. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Magcargo in the backline, which is why I don't really want to bring in my Piloswine yet. Okay, we see a Fearow come in, which is maybe fine. We can outpace to a Swift at the very least. And we do still have quite a bit of energy on our Fearow, but we're pretty low on HP. They no-shield that, wow. That's a heads-up play. That puts me in a really bad spot. Yeah, that's probably game over. That was a really heads-up play by them, actually. I am 1 away from my next Drill Peck here, so maybe I can get a shield against something in the back. Oh, interesting. I have to no-shield this. My only hope is that, like, maybe the final Pokemon is playable for me. with, like, no shields in play. I don't think that's really playable. We'll see. If I can, like, if they throw energy here, I'd be so happy. They actually do, but honestly, that doesn't matter. I'm too low. I'm too low. I'm too low. I have to take another 2 mud slaps here. If they no-shield this, I can win. But they're not gonna no-shield this. But, like, I could knock this out at least, which is helpful. I have to hope that I can, like, peck and powder snow through everything before they can destroy us here. But I'm, like, 1 HP right now, so no matter what happens... Oh, no, if that actually got the Simul... If that got the Simul, I think the Wigglytuff was in 1 powder snow range. Alright, next game. 0 into... Clodsire. Alright, well, I have Drill Run here, which is pretty nice, but I also have a Piloswine in the back line that would much rather be here. Oh, nice. Well, they swap out. So, they heard me say that I'd rather not be in this matchup, and they decided to, take one for the team here and be the first to swap. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Giraffe in the back. Girafarig is a Pokemon I've seen a couple of times in this meta recently. 1. Alright. So how do we want to play this out? Honestly, I think I'd rather just get an energy lead this game. I think I'd rather not go for Switch, because I'd imagine it is going to be the Pokemon we're thinking it is, right? And if it's not, it's fine. I don't necessarily need Switch here with Piloswine anyway. Yeah, they come back in Clodsire, because they've realized at this point I have so much energy, they might just have to. I can just overfarm here, always come out of this matchup with another Drill Peck loaded. It comes down to if they're on Stone Edge or Sludge Bomb to see how much energy I can get out of this matchup. They're at 8, so either 1 or 2, depending on what they throw. Okay, they're at 2. Unfortunately, they are on Sludge Bomb. 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'm already at my next Drill Peck here. So if they want to shield, they have to shield twice. Or if they don't want to shield at all, they don't have to, I guess. 1. It's the Giraffe, as we thought it would be. Well, I mean, at this point, we can just swap into our Piloswine here. Although I think I'm going to go for another Drill Peck first. Actually, I can't quite reach it, but I can save the energy there to be able to reach it later. I'm only 1 more peck away from my move. Unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able to overfarm enough to come out of this matchup with a charge move. They Trailblaze because, I mean, they kind of have to, right? They have to hope that I no-shield that. They're out of Psychic Fangs here. But they're not going to be able to go for the Psychic Fangs and then have another Psychic Fangs for the backline. But they do farm up as much as they possibly can. If they are at back-to-back Psychic Fangs, they win this game. Otherwise, I can just bring in my guy and I win. I'm 1 peck away. Yeah. Luckily, no 1-turn lag sniping us down with a confusion there. That was also, I suppose, a lose condition. But now Drill Peck gets the knockout. And Firo closes out that game. Yeah, knowing that Switch wasn't as important as just getting a massive energy lead, I think was huge for us in that game. Alright, next opponent. Firo into Macargo. Alright, well, we keep seeing this Pokemon, but it keeps on being on Ember. Okay, well, not this one, I guess. That's fine. Because we can still outpace them here with Drill Peck. But the worst thing about this is it is a little bit of a core breaker for my team. I don't love this Pokemon. We'll go for the bait, hoping that they shield, and they do. Or... Okay. We'll shield this up. I think generally, Piloswine is pretty good into the backline of these Macargo teams. 5, alright. So they have another Rock Tomb right now. We get a second shield. I guess I could have double baited here. But they do throw energy either way. Okay. Well, let's hope that Piloswine is going to be pretty good in the back here at this point. I should survive whatever they throw technically, but an overheat would do a very sizable amount of damage. They rocked him. Nice. No shielding, that's huge. And we see a Drampa come in, of all things. Interesting. I'm going to go for the Brick Break, so hopefully I can just go for a full Powder Snow down against this. Come out of this with enough energy to go for an attack into that Piloswine. Or into the, what's it called? Oh, I think that's just a Swift. Maybe a bad play. I'm going to no-shield this. Maybe that is a bad play. That does so much damage, actually. But I have a lot of energy here, so I can go for the high horsepower. This will knock out, but the big question is, will I reach a move against the final Pokemon? Oh, I definitely will. Just have to trust in the Piloswine, and then you get the sweep. Not even close, not even worried. Honestly, that was a little bit scary. That was a little bit scary here. But we get the one-shot. Just saving the shield for Piloswine there in the back. That's all we needed. We got our next opponent here. We'll see Fearow into Shadow Quagsire. That is, like, the only Pokemon we're seeing today, I guess. That's fine. Fearow's not bad here. Although it's worse than I'd like it to be, because these water guns rip through the HP of Fearow. It's not really known for having any bulk to it, right? Alright, big Drill Peck. We're likely going to see a shield, but I'd really prefer if they just let this go, just saying. Now they do shield, makes sense. And they instantly Aqua Tail us here. I'll shield this up. I'll go for another Drill Peck in a second, because I want to make sure to get both shields down if possible. Icicle Spear can chunk down the Quagsire if I need to later on, at the very least. And they don't go for a catch. Not that there's really a lot of Pokemon in the game that would want to take this damage anyway. Alright, do they shield this one? They do, so we'll swap out. And they bring in... Okay, I guess a Vigoroth comes in. Because why wouldn't it? I did need to bait this out, I guess, right? This is actually kind of a bad Pokemon for my Piloswine to see, so this is a good bait out. And we have Brick Break, so it's not as bad as you might expect. One... I don't really think I can shield this. This is going to be a weird game. Oh, they have Brick Break? Okay, well, I'm actually kind of glad they have Brick Break. Because that gives them less farm. Although, maybe if they had Body Slam, I could have survived and got that Body Slam off. Alright. I'm going to take a lot of damage, unfortunately, on my Piloswine here with counters, but at least I don't take a move here on my Piloswine. So I keep my shield, which I'll have to use on the Aqua Tail that they have. But if the final Pokemon is a pick that I have play into with my Piloswine, I should be able to win this still. Like a Flying type, for example. If it's a Flyer in the back, I should be good, as long as they don't catch on us. Okay, they don't catch on us. Just go for 4, go for the Icicle Spear, and now just fully charge, knock them out. This should be enough, right? I mean, I know I'm not Shadow, but it's a Fearow. This Pokemon's not known for its bulk. Yeah, and as long as they're not at their next Aqua Tail now, in which, yeah, they're not going to be, then we can just go instantly for that next Icicle Spear. And we actually kind of get a Piloswine sweep in the back. Dude, let's go, Pylo. I mean, obviously, the Furret really put in a lot of work there, and so did the Fearow, but Piloswine good enough to just destroy the Flyers, which, I mean, Flyers are everywhere in this meta. Oh, that's a 4-1. Beautiful, okay. And another Duskull. We were getting a lot of Duskulls recently. Dude, I swear, why do they have to go and hide halfway off screen? That's cheating. That gets us, oh no, into the 2900s. Alright. Yeah, Piloswine seemed like a pretty good pick here today. I was able to win quite a few games just because people disrespected what this Pokemon can do in the meta. I know it is not the best defensive typing in the game, but offensively, both Ice and Ground are nearly unchecked in this meta, and it's a lot of fun to use. So if you want to try out Piloswine, give this team a try. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.